Hello there. It's been a while. And welcome in today's vlog, in today's video, where we're going to be taking on our biggest challenge yet, the Pokemon Regional in Birmingham. Now, it's been a while since I last did a vlog, I must admit, but here we are. We're finally doing a vlog again. And like I say in this video, we are taking on our biggest challenge yet at the Pokemon Regional up in Birmingham at the NEC. I'm feeling okay about it. I've been a bit nervous, if I must admit, but anyways, I'm sort of like prepared, because in some way it's sort of like I feel like I'm better going into this than I did in my first attempt down at the London EIC last year, where I attended the International Championship down in London. I took Vodapol plus north to that, and obviously it didn't work out the way I was planning, because each of my matchups have been against the one deck that at the time just heals and heals. So I am taking a deck which I'm most confident at, and I got it right here in this deck box. So if you guys know what it is, especially to all my local vendors that absolutely hated me because I bought this deck to the local scene for a long while. So it may hate me, it may not, but it may help me get into day 2 of a big championship, which I never, it'd be nice if I did. It'd be challenging, but it'll be really nice if I made day 2. I'll be satisfied if I made day 2. But with that being said, also I've got my little buddy here, you can see down in the corner. Hopefully I can zoom that in, but this little Lucario here. And yeah, hopefully this deck will get me day 2. So with that being said, let's get into the introductions.
So, this is Gandanga EX, considered to be one of the top decks in today's format, and I'm going to be taking it to the Pokemon Regional. So what Gandanga does, it helps draw a lot of cards while also dealing mega lots of damage. So Gandanga uses his coin bonus to help draw cards, make it rain to help deal mega lots of damage, and also got his additional Pokemon like Solrock and Lunatone, helps with additional draw and additional attack power. And I also got Slow Punny, which deals with bad matchups like Crossout and Cornerstone. First for additional draw, Janisig to help search for my good Dangos, Hops Cameron to deal extra damage. Then I also got additional tools to my load up. So we also got Arvin, Boss, Turret, Superior and Juju, the list goes on. And I also added Team Rocket's Watchtower to help deal with matchups like Charizard, Kangaskhan Khan, anything that has colours Pokemon that has ability that will stop it in its path. So I also recorded these matchups to help practice for today's the weekend's regional. So with that being said, I thought I'll show you some clips anyway. But I also added an additional clip which I thought, you know what, I'm going to introduce you to one of my favourite places. So with that being said, here it is.
This is my Burger King.
Now that we've got that out the way, let's head to the Pokemon Regional.
So you're probably wondering right now, how did I do at my very first Pokemon Regional? So with that, unfortunately I didn't make day 2, which is sad. Either because of the matchups I was up against. I mean, don't get me wrong, they were amazing. Mind you, my first round was not what I wanted in terms of matchup wise, but it is what it is. But in the end, I gave it all my try, and since I couldn't make day 2, I thought I'll just go around see what everyone else is doing, because I know some of my friends went and all that, and as we were doing that, I managed to take a few additional photos, and I think that was it. But I also managed to get some very good goodies. But before I get into all the good stuff, so how did I do? So my first round was up against Mirror because I was playing a bingo. But weirdly enough, my matchup, even though it was Mirror, it was more of a older version. So when I say older version, it was playing the Dengo with Togekiss, which is what I used to play with the LG Search Pro, Levencia and all that, and I'm just like, okay. So first game was I lost the first game, then I won the second game, which was alright. Then third game was just like I couldn't get set up, so I lost that one. But the annoying part was that he knocked out my Solrock, and so the way Togekiss works is that if my opponent knocks out my Pokemon, they have to flip a coin, or in some cases a dice in this scenario. If tails, does nothing. If heads, it takes an extra prize card. And unfortunately it landed on heads, which resulted in him taking 2 prize cards. So he was ahead of the prize trade that way, so there was no way I could come back unless he screws up, which he didn't. So I lost that first round. Second round, I was up against Synthia's Garchomp. I thought, okay, this shouldn't be a major issue. So what ended up happening is, I think I won the first round because I managed to get everything I needed. Managed to get it all set up. So I was taking out all the Gibbles, the Gabites, just all the easy stuff, anything that would become a threat. And then I think I managed to secure the first win. Then obviously round 2, it was coming. We only had like 2 games in that round, and he managed to win in that game. So I think we managed to get into game 3, but it wasn't enough. It was enough so that neither of us were able to take all 6 of our prizes, etc. So we ended up agreeing that it was going to be a draw. So I was okay with. Third game was a bit more of my cup of tea. So I was up against Guardy, which some cases, if it doesn't get set up quick enough, I have the advantage. So what ended up happening is, so pretty much it was all hit this, hit that, hit this, and in the end, the guy won the first game. So okay. Second game was a bit of an annoying one. I must say, only because, well, what happened was that he managed to set up 2 Volts, managed to get them into Curliers, and then like a few turns later, he couldn't set up into Guardy. So I thought, okay, I'll try and pick him out. So what I ended up doing was I was trying to pick out the Curlier so that he can't set up Guardy. But the only problem was that my opponent was doing was he was a bit slow. But I won't say that. I didn't call judge for that because I know he was just a chill, decent guy. But obviously he was a bit slow in the second game, even though I was going over my shoulder, checking what time was. I'm like, I mean, it should have been my bad on my part, which I should have said, can you try and go a bit more quicker, not to be rude or anything, but just try to be a bit more quicker. But I just thought I'd be sensible, just let the guy do his thing. But in the end, I wasn't able to knock out his second curly because time was called, so which resulted in a game loss for me. So, which puts me in a bad position. So, if I was to make day 2, I have to win my 4th round. So, 4th round was against Guardy again. Same build, Guardy with Jellison. And what ended up happening is that it wasn't that bad of a start. We were getting there over time. But as the game was going on, I managed to win the first game. So it was good in my books. But the only problem was I didn't want to go slow because obviously I had to try work out a way where I can try and not stall, but buy a bit of time. Because I think when we went into our second game, it was about 15-17 minutes left. So I had to try and work around a way to see how I can secure this round. So we managed to do all bits and pieces. I managed to get set up, he managed to get set up. But my opponent was like, is that alright, you could try to go a bit more quicker? And I'm like, yeah, certainly, because he wasn't being rude, he was a nice chill guy, I absolutely loved the guy. But yeah, well, I mean, one thing I would say, because I think it happened in the first game, the funniest thing that he did in the first game was that he played an earthen vessel, but what ended up there, as he was trying to get out of his hand, he just like, it's like that he played earthen vessel on the floor. And I thought that was really funny. I seriously thought that was really funny. So even though he dropped it out of his hand, but it was just really funny. I'm just like, okay, just play earthen vessel from the floor. But yeah, I thought that was the funniest thing that in that round. I thought he was an absolute chill guy. But yeah, going back into game 2, I think because he was setting up, he set up Spoontail in the second game in a way so that he can knock out my little basics and stuff. But also make sure that he had enough damage on the Spoontail so that he could knock out my Godengos. So in that sense, so at the end of that, I still had my Godengo, which still had mega lots of damage on it. I could have hoped for. In that scenario, I felt like I should have attached energy to one of my bench Dengos and knocked out the Screamtail. But I feel like if he got Screamtail out again, he would knock me out. But in the end, it resulted into a draw. And that kind of bugged me because I could not advance to day 2. So I thought, you know what, since I can't make day 2, I just dropped in the tournament. It was just easy as that. I mean, mind you, I could have carried on, see how well I ranked. I know I ranked 2,257, which was not my not my ideal situation. Even though I dropped out from the tournament, so I can't just re-enter. But yeah, I just thought, you know what? I just thought I'll back down because there's not really much I can do. It's a shame because I've been playing Denko for a while and I really enjoy the deck. It's just that what on earth was the matchups I had? I mean, don't get me wrong, the older version Denko was okay, but it was a bit more annoying because I can't pick up the little, because I thought he was playing Denko with sort of Pluto. That's what you would assume in a mirror because no one would play the older version, the Denko with tokens. You never wouldn't assume that, but somehow there was. And surprisingly, going back onto that deck, later on in the day, it was before I went back to my hotel to have a nice meal and whatnot. Surprisingly, I was talking to one of my friends, and it was near the results tables where you hand in your slips and whatnot. And I thought to myself, is that the guy that faced me round one? And I'm like, pretty sure it is. And he's managed. I don't know. I need to search up on the on my play base to see how going back on the first results to see to check to see how he did, and I'm just like, oh my god, he's done really well with that Dengo. So yeah, like I said, I'll go out to check up on that. But then Garchomp, I feel like I should have beaten Garchomp. It's not one of the best meta decks. It's one of the best anti-meta decks, but it's something that it was something that I should have beaten. Then going back into round 3 with Guardy, I felt like I should have made that into a draw. If I was able to make the second game a draw, good on me. Then fourth round, if I was able to find a better scenario where I'm able to not get my Dengo with massive amounts of damage on it into safety, so that. But like I say, it is depending if he's able to get Screen Tail out again and knocking it out, because I got no way to protect my bench. But if I was able to secure that game as well, then I would have carried on into round 5 and whatnot. It's just depending how much. It's just depending what you're up against at the end of the day. But in the end, I just enjoyed it. I think the most fun round that I enjoyed was round 1 with Mira. It's just that, we were having so much fun. And like I said, I will have to check to see how well he did. And if he managed to get into day 2, well then on him. But other than that, yeah. Obviously, I'll do a lot more better when I plan to go to EUIC next year down in London. So that's my next goal, to try and do better there. But the problem is I won't be able to bring Dengo with me because it's rotating in April. But I will try and find a way. I will have to go around some decks and just play around a bit. But other than that, so carrying on from that day, I dropped. After I dropped, I just went around taking some nice pictures. I might include them in the video if I'm able to. I will. But yeah, I managed to get some nice goodies. Starting off with this ETB, I've managed to pick up this ETB for a nice decent price. A bit more from the normal retail side of things, but you know what? I just thought, because I wasn't going to spend any money, I just thought, why the heck not? It's something. So I picked up this nice Fantastical Flames ETB, which I'm probably going to open up in my spare time. But goodie wise, apparently you also pick up goodies for when you're signed in and everything. So I completely forgot about that on the Friday where I got my wristbands. Because a few of my friends said, "Oh, I'll pick up my goodies on the first day of regional," and I'm just like, "It was goodies." So I'm just like, okay, well, if I get spare time during one of my rounds, I'll go and get it. So, but I thought since I dropped out, I'll go pick up my goodies anyway. So I'll pick. So they've given me this very nice door card. Don't know if you, yeah, you must have seen it. Anyway, I picked up this really lovely door card. The best thing about it is that when I went to ERC last year, they gave me the promo card, but they didn't have it in the sleeve. I had to say the must approved improvement that they did is putting this door into a sleeve, and I really appreciated that because that is a big improvement. Because when you get your promo card, you don't want to ruin it whatsoever. Because obviously the first thing you want to do if it's not in the sleeve, get it in the sleeve. So you don't want to ruin this card. But I'm just thankful that we managed to get this card in the sleeve. So I appreciate that very much from the Pokemon team. And the second thing which I really do like is this Mega Inyo Man. I really do like it. Not something that I would usually play because obviously I've got my own YouTube banner playmat which I usually take with me anyway, but yeah, I really do like the Skango mode and I really do appreciate it. So obviously I'll probably, if I feel like I wanted to change to something on my usual map, I'll take this just because it's that nice quality. I know I got my playmat from EIC, but obviously I just keep that for just collectors. Because obviously I don't use like collectors items much, but I just like, it's a nice decent mat. I know people have been using this when they got in, but in the end I thought, what? For once, it's a nice decent playmat. I do like it. And I'm gonna try and take it with me every now and then if I decide to go to a challenge or a cup. Just a bit of a change. Just something different. So with that being said, let's all roll this back up. So that will be the end of my vlog. And yeah, in the end, I enjoyed the regional. I will try and plan on going to Birmingham Regional again at some point in the future. But other than that, it's just nice that even if I didn't make it, as long as I'm supporting my friends, that's what counts. And yeah, if you didn't make it, just have fun. Just have fun. So with that all said, make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and comment down below what your favourite moment was and suggest further improvements for the channel. So again, with all that said, thank you for watching the vlog, and I'll be sure to see you in the next video. Take care guys, bye!